everyone, I'm Cameron.
I'm Diamond.
And today we interviewed a very special guest.
Dennis Lorenzo.
For everyone that doesn't know, he's an American Idol contestant that actually
graduated from Norristown.
So we asked him a lot of questions. The interview's actually going to be split into 3 parts. So where can they find it?
NAHS TV on YouTube.
Yep, and you can comment down below, tell us what you think, and make sure to vote for Dennis.
Yes, show him our love and support.
Especially coming from Norristown, we got to show that Norristown love, so
let's get to it. Hi, I'm Diamond here with Cameron. We're on the set of The Diamond Show, and we're interviewing Dennis Lorenzo.
We're super excited. We have a lot of questions for you. He's a Norristown grad who's actually a member of NASD TV,
yes.
So that's exciting.
Yes.
So how are you doing today? How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing really good. How you guys doing?
We're good, yeah.
We're talking to a future superstar, so we're
super
excited.
Well, I sure as heck hope so.
So, my first question for you is, what made you want to become a musician?
Well, it all started when I was about maybe like 16. I think I could always sing. My mom tells me that. I'm not sure how true it is, but you know, she tells me that I always like to sing around the house and, you know, sing to Michael Jackson, The Lion King, and, you know, fun stuff like that. But it all happened when I was about 16 years old, and that's when I left Philly, West Philly to be exact. You know, it was getting a little rough out there, and I kind of needed a change. So, you know, my grandma and grandfather, they bought me a guitar. And at first, you know, this is actually something that's kind of exclusive to this interview because I've never told anyone this. So I pointed out this guitar in the magazine, and it was an electric guitar, you know, like Jimi Hendrix plays. But they only had enough money for an acoustic guitar. And, you know, it wasn't the guitar that I wanted, but they bought it for me. And I would never have told them that, hey, this ain't what I wanted, you know what I mean? So the guitar comes and they buy it, and it sits there for a while. I'm excited, but I'm like, you know, I can't tell them that I don't want this one, but, you know, I'll figure it out. So I moved to my aunt's house. I go to Norristown, and then I'm looking at the guitar, and I'm just feeling like, you know, because I lost my dad when I was 5, so I'm just feeling all these things. I'm really starting to understand, you know, what that means, and, you know, growing up without a dad as a young man in the hood. And I pick up the guitar, and I just start strumming it. I just started to feel this relief and this release of stress and pain. And I taught myself to play. And, yeah, ever since I started strumming that guitar, even though it was just like, you know, one note at a time at the beginning, there was something about it that was, you know, that was relieving to me.
So you obviously started playing guitar around the same time you came to Norristown. Were the teachers here supportive? Like, did you have role models here that helped you learn music?
Oh, I mean, there were so many teachers who helped me now. Just to shout a few people out, I mean, if I have some time to really, like, you know, give you guys some insight on how helpful these people were to me. I'll never forget when I first came to Norristown. First, I went to Roosevelt. When I first got here, I thought I was going to the high school. And they were like, no, you're going to Roosevelt. And I was like, what's Roosevelt? I realized quickly that was an alternative school and not the actual high school. So, you know, I wasn't too excited about that. But, you know, I knew that there were some things that I needed to change. And, you know, let's not forget, this was the beginning of my healing process. This was the beginning of the birth of Dennis Lorenzo. Not that Dennis Parker was such a terrible guy. I mean, you know, but there were some things that I needed to change. And through becoming this artist, Dennis Lorenzo, who sings and plays guitar, it helped me heal myself. So I started out in Roosevelt. There was a math teacher there, right? She took me on this trip with her with her family, who I didn't know. You know, they were white. It wasn't like, you know, I'm this black kid from Philly. So, you know, they showed me so much love and support. And we go on this trip, and they're buying me food. And, you know, we're like looking at all this dope stuff and traveling and, you know, hours out away from where we were. And I'm like, man, I didn't even think this was possible growing up. that people could be this nice. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that was an experience that I'll never forget, and that started to open me up to how beautiful and loving people can be in the world. So I get to Norristown, and I think it was like 11th grade or something like that. So I have this choir teacher. I never wanted to be in choir. That wasn't my thing. Her name is Lynn Danoff. I think her name was Miss Greenwald at the time.
Yeah.
And man, she really did change my life. She believed in me so much. She taught me how to open up my voice. I used to sing in like a high falsetto a lot when I was younger. But, you know, she told me, man, there's so much more to you, and I want you to open your voice. And then I tried it out, and I think one of my first performances was Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen, and we did it as a choir, and she gave me a solo. And I have so many people from high school that remember me saying every day or everywhere the wind blows or something like that. It's just like I guess this moment that I kind of realized that I really can do this, and this is something that I can make a career out of. So just, you know, shout out to Lynn for teaching me, you know, so much and just being such a great support system. And another teacher that helped me out so much, I mean, he's somewhere nearby. His name is John Doyle. And, you know, philosophy, that was the class that I was in. It taught me so much about just being a thinker, and it challenged me in ways that I never knew I could be challenged. You know, to do things that I never thought I could do, to be something that I never thought I could be, you know. And he would always, you know, pull me to the side because I wasn't like a troublesome guy. I wasn't like a bad kid, but there were some things going on. You know, I would laugh a lot. I would interrupt a lot, and you know, I was still trying to figure things out. And, you know, he'd pull me to the side and tell me, you know, you could be so much more. And I see the success in you. And I just want you to grab a hold of that, you know, to grab a hold of yourself and understand that, you know, if you take this other path that you definitely can take, you know, you'd miss out on a lot. So, you know, I always kept those words with him. I watched him do like a TED Talk not too long ago, and he's just been so inspiring to me. He knows that, and you know, I just want to thank him for that. There's so many other teachers, Miss Burt, Mr. Fazzini. Man, I don't want to forget anybody. But yeah, man, those are some of the teachers that I remember that, you know, really helped me out.
So, do you have any advice for students from Norristown, like especially those hoping to make it in music?
Yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, I could say, you know, make sure you have faith and, you know, believe in yourself. And, you know, as Walt Disney once said, if you can believe it, you can achieve it. But it's a lot more than that. And I really want you guys to understand, if anyone's around, if you have a notebook or, you know, a cell phone, if you want to jot something down, you have to understand one word, and that one word is sacrifice. And sacrifice is so important. And I'm not saying you have to, like, sacrifice your dignity or do crazy things, because there are some people who do that and they get success, but there are others who don't take that route, but they still reach success. And how do they do that? Well, they sacrifice things like leaving your family, and living in tents, sleeping in cars. For some people, that is actually sacrificing dignity a little bit. You know what I mean? Because who wants to be that guy? It's really, really tough. And when you're going for your dreams, you have to realize people like Steve Harvey slept in his car for years before he made it to being a comedian, you know? And I just want people to understand sacrifice. Another thing is that I want everyone to continue to move forward in the face of adversity. When someone tells you that you can't do something, you can't listen to that. You know, when you look at people and you say, man, that's so amazing. Like Beyonce, wow, she's Beyonce. Like, she's up there singing and man, that's amazing. I can't believe how you know, you can actually be Beyonce. Not Beyonce. You can actually be her. But you can be your own version of that. It's about hard work. It's about work ethic. Sure, some people have opportunity. I know there's some people out here who, you know, they have people who have connections. They know people. It's kind of, you know, I hear everyone say, man, you got to know people to make it in this business. I didn't know anybody. I knew absolutely no one, but I knew what I had to do. There was something that I wanted, and I went after it. So, you know, just have that will to win. I think another thing that would help is reading. Reading is very important. Some of my favorite authors are Napoleon Hill, Stephen Covey, Dale Carnegie. I mean, I could go on. Jim Collins. I mean, I could do it all day. Reading is very, very important because it keeps you on a path, that positive path, and you know, you can expand your mind.
Okay, so we know that you started performing in music in high school. So can you tell us a little bit more about Wallafest? What was it? How did you get involved? And how did it shape you as a musician?
Oh yeah, Wallafest. Wallafest was really, really fun. So I had a band called Good Nature, and I met these guys named Marky Montgomery and Raz Robinson. And they had a band called Good Nature. They had gotten together with this kid named Jimmy from Phoenixville, and I think they started maybe like a year before they met me. So, you know, I was just around the school. I was singing. I would be on like Eagle Eye every now and then. I would do like the morning stuff, and I'd be singing in the morning. I'd be on the TV. So one day I got approached by Marky. He was like, "Hey man, dude, I really like your guitar playing. You can obviously sing. I think you should come and jam with us one day." So I was like, "Okay, I'll think about it." You know, I wasn't really too, you know, gung ho about going out and singing with the band at the time. So Marky one day was like, "Hey man, listen, we're jamming at my house or Jimmy's house. You should come by and sing." So I said, "All right, I'm not doing anything else. I'll go." So I went to go jam with Jimmy and Marky and Raz, and that day we wrote our first song. I didn't write anything down. We wrote our first song. It was called 13, but you know, we jammed out, and it was amazing. From there, Good Nature started playing everywhere. One of those places being Wallafest, and I think that was like my first major stage. It was so fun. I got so much love, and I think I got a little bit of a taste of what it would feel like to be on a stage like some of my favorite artists of all time would be on, you know? I mean, you got people out there screaming your name. I just really feel like that was a great outlet for people, even for the people who are in the audience, not just the people who are on stage, but the people who are in the audience, man. It gives us a chance to really support each other in a totally different way than just, you know, well, kind of how you would support your favorite artist, right? Like if you would go to one of their shows, you'd pay, and then you'd go out and you'd watch them perform. I think that support of your peers is really important. So I really felt that, and that's part of the reason why I love Norristown so much. And I felt the love from Norristown every single time I played at Wallafest. Wallafest was amazing, absolutely amazing.
So you obviously said you made original music with your band Good Nature. Have you made original music solo?
Absolutely. I actually have an EP out right now. It's called Dennis Lorenzo Unplugged, and it's all original songs. I think it's about 5 songs, something like that. And I have so many songs written. I've been writing ever since I picked up that guitar, you know, going back to when I was 16, 17 years old. I've been writing ever since then, so I have a lot of original music.
Where can we find it? Where is it on?
It's on Apple Music. You can find it iTunes. There's some on SoundCloud, I believe. Pretty much anywhere that they sell music. I think Amazon as well.
Who are some of the other musicians you worked with in Norristown?
Yeah. Some of the other musicians. I've worked with Rich Flo, really good friend of mine. I love you, Rich. Heavy C, another musician I work with in Norristown. My brother, I love you. Andrea, well, she's not. Andrea Summer Rich, she's not from Norristown, but she's, you know, artist from that area.
Thanks, Dennis, but just hold on one second. We're going to take a quick break because we're actually splitting this interview into 3 parts. Keep watching to hear more about Dennis Lorenzo's journey in LA and his journey actually into American Idol.